Everyone thinks golf rules are just etiquette, but 5 rules almost nobody knows decide real strokes. From the 3-minute search limit to a 15th club that cost a major. Break time equals 0, 6 is slash number 1 takes 10 seconds. These aren't obscure trivia. They decide real strokes. They've cost professionals the lid at majors. Weekend players break them every single round without ever knowing it, turning a clean scorecard into a penalty-riddled mess. Here's the roadmap: 5 rules, second best first, the single best one saved for last. Number 4 is the one nobody talks about. Number 5, the ball hanging on the lip of the cup. Rule 13.3 says if any part of your ball overhangs the hole, you get a reasonable time to walk up to it, plus 10 more seconds to wait and see if it drops. That's the famous window. Watch the clock. If the ball falls in after those 10 seconds run out, you're still deemed to have holed out with your previous stroke. But you add 1 penalty stroke. Here's how strict it gets. At a real PGA championship, a player stood over his overhanging ball and waited too long. The ball eventually did drop into the cup. Didn't matter. He was charged a 1-stroke penalty under Rule 13.3 for waiting past the limit. Why does the clock even exist? Without it, a player could stand there for a minute hoping gravity does the work. So the rule caps the wait and forces a decision. 10 seconds, then it's over. And speaking of running out of time, the next rule put a stopwatch on your entire search. Number 4 is the one nobody talks about: how long you're even allowed to look. Your ball sails into the rough and you start hunting. But there's a hard limit on that search. In 2019, the governing bodies cut it from 5 minutes down to 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, the ball is officially lost. Full stop. And a lost ball triggers the harshest penalty in golf, which we'll unpack next. So what do players do to protect themselves? Before they even leave the spot, they hit a second ball, a provisional. Under Rule 18.3, you announce it out loud, say the word provisional and hit again. So if the first ball is gone, you're already down the fairway, instead of hiking all the way back. Here's the catch. You have to say that word before you swing. Skip it, and the second ball automatically becomes your ball in play under the lost ball penalty. No takebacks. It also means carrying and hitting an extra ball. Small price for not losing your whole hole. And that penalty I keep hinting at. Time to open the box on it. Number 3 cost a man the lead at a major. Rule 4.1b caps you at 14 clubs. You must not start a round with more than 14. And you must not carry more than 14 at any point during it. Sounds like a formality. It isn't. In the final round of the 2001 Open at Royal Lytham, Ian Woosnam's caddy counted the bag and found a spare driver, a 15th club. Woosnam was right in contention, playing for the championship. The penalty for a 15th club is 2 strokes per hole, capped. Those 2 shots dropped him from a share of the lead down to a tie for 3rd. How does 1 extra driver even end up in there? Easy. Clubs sneak in from a warm-up session or a borrowed set, and nobody recounts. That's exactly why players now do a simple thing before teeing off. They count 1 through 14 on the first tee every time. Takes under a minute. The trap is the timing. Once you've made a stroke with that 15th club, the penalty is already yours. Remember, we still have not hit number 1. Next up, the penalty that costs you both a shot and the distance. Number 2 is the penalty that hurts twice: stroke and distance. This is what a lost ball or a ball out of bounds actually costs you. You add 1 penalty stroke, and you go back and replay from the original spot. Read that again. You lose a shot and you lose all the distance you just hit. If you crushed a drive 200 yards and it's out of bounds, you're standing on the tee again, now lying 3. It's the most punishing rule in the book. And it's why that 3-minute search clock stings so much. So how do everyday players soften it? Casual and club-level committees can turn on a 2019 local rule. Instead of the long walk back, it lets you drop near where the ball was lost or went out, for 2 penalty strokes. Here's the honest trade-off. It's a local rule only. It's not allowed in most elite or handicap qualifying competition. And it adds 2 strokes rather than saving them. It speeds up pace of play, not your score. The first step is simple: ask your committee to post it. And now the best one is the rule that flipped completely. Number 1 is the rule that did a total 180, and it takes 0 seconds to use. Why are you now allowed to putt with the flagstick left in the hole? Because for decades you weren't. Before 2019, if you putted from on the green and your ball hit the flagstick, that was a 2-stroke penalty. So everyone pulled the pin. Then the rule flipped. Since 2019, there's no penalty at all for a putt that strikes the flagstick. It's fully legal now. That's why you see so many players simply leaving the pin in on long putts. It saves real time. No walking over to tend or remove it. Some even argue the flagstick helps the ball drop. But here's the honest part. That benefit is genuinely disputed. The USGA's position is that there should be no advantage. A ball can bounce off the pin and out just as easily as it drops in. So leaving it could actually cost you a make. It's a per-putt choice decided in a heartbeat. No penalty, no rule, just your rid. So there's the full set, and each one quietly moves your score. The 10-second lip wait, overhang the hole, and after those 10 seconds a drop-in costs a stroke. The 3-minute search, find it fast or it's lost. The 14-club limit, one extra club is 2 strokes a hole, the mistake that undid Woosnam. Stroke-in distance, a lost or out-of-bounds ball costs you a shot in the walk back. And the flagstick, leave it in, no penalty per putt choice. The through line is simple. Every one of these turns a hidden penalty into a stroke you can save just by knowing it. And you don't have to memorize them. The R&A and USG put out a free official rules of golf app. The full rulebook, a player's rule finder, around 30 diagrams and more than 50 how-to videos. It won't settle a disputed call like an on-site referee would. But standing on the course, it answers any of these in seconds. Which of these 5 actually surprised you? The 10-second lip clock or the 15th club that cost a major? Drop it below. And if you want more rules that quietly bleed strokes off good rounds without anyone noticing, follow along. That's exactly what we open up next.